Hello again, everyone. Age of June here, and we're back with another League of Legends Shoutcast. This one is going to be coming at you from the Korean servers again, and the reason being is that gone European Deft right here, the Lucian. That is actually Fnatic's Rekkles or Rekkles. I think everybody says Rekkles. Yeah, so we're gonna go with that. That is actually him. And the entire Fnatic team, of course, is in Korea at the moment practicing for Worlds. So, I managed to find a post earlier today on Reddit. Well, it was front page, so it wasn't exactly much of a find. But there was a post on front page of Reddit saying, hey, here's their accounts. As of right now, they're all, in Platinum or very low Diamond. So, not going to be the highest level of Korean challenge right now. But I do expect later on it will get that high. I was originally going to go with High I'm Gozu, like I mentioned in my last video. Unfortunately, it turns out that is not actually a bug with OP.GG. There's apparently a spectator bug with the NA servers of League of Legends. I'm not sure why it's only NA. I thought it was all servers. That's why I missed pretty much a whole cycle of videos. I thought it was going to be all the servers, so I just went ahead and waited, because they did say that they know about the bug, and a fix is on the way. And what that bug does is it makes it so that the ending of the game is cut off every game, and you don't see it at all. For whatever reason, it always cuts off like the last 5 minutes of every game or something, and that really sucks to cast, and it really sucks to watch, honestly. You want to see the end of the game. So I went ahead and just ignored it for a while. But I don't want to ignore it for too long. Today I happened to go ahead and try looking at Salty Teemo's stream on Twitch, because I was kind of curious how it handled it, because the entire purpose of the Salty Teemo stream is that you choose the winner of the game and you vote on it. And then, the person with the most, well, it doesn't really matter, but you get to see if you voted right or wrong. With that bug, there's no way to really vote for that. So I was curious how exactly they were doing it. So I went to there, and it's working fine. I was like, what the heck? Because I had just tried it, and a couple more spectating of Gosu, and that didn't work. So I was like, well, what the heck? And I actually noticed that that was actually from the Brazil server. So that gave me the idea that, hey, maybe this is an NA server thing, not a all worldwide thing. And as soon as I went ahead and tried, I actually went to Froggen's game and checked out one of his. I was able to see to the end of it, no problem. So for whatever reason, NA servers have a spectator bug, and it does mean that can't actually watch those for the moment. But on the plus side, there's this. I can go ahead and spectate the Korean games of Fnatic, as hopefully they'll do well. Like I said, it is lower level comparatively Korean, so it's not going to be the full challenger like most of my games are, but it should still be really entertaining. Kind of amused they didn't decide to continue for that. She didn't land the blind, so I kind of figured they'd continue on, but they just kind of both backed off and didn't go for it at all. Not sure what's up with that. We do have a gank coming in from Pantheon. It's warded though. Just got warded, in fact. So Cassidy knows about it. He's kind of coming up, and Evelyn's gonna actually back off here. She's not gonna help out at all. She knows that there's really no way he can go ahead and tower dive this at this low level. Not safely. And if she runs across him, of course, she's gonna have a bad time, because he's a pretty nasty early trader. And she's not so much. There we go. She's backing off now. She does see Pantheon in there, and that does go ahead and get Twisted Fate to back off. But apparently not, because he was far enough up there. He started queuing up his gold card, but it was a little too late by that time. Pantheon flashed in, stunned him, and then Rise was able to come in for the finish. So, bit of a misplay there by the Twisted Fate, not backing off like he should have, and it resulted in his death there. But we'll go ahead and take a look at the lanes here. We've got Quinn top versus Cassidy, played by Ezreman. The mid lane, nice bind there. They did not end up landing. Mid lane, we've got Rise versus Twisted Fate. Down the bot lane, we've got Lucian, played by European Deft, also known as Fnatic Rekkles, whichever one it is. He's going to be against Vayne here with her newish art. And then we've got Leona, played by Maestro Draven, supporting against the Janna here. And then Pantheon, played by Evolution Nia, I guess, against the Evelyn. Not gonna worry about their names. I can't pronounce them, can't see them. That's how it is. But a little bit of harass coming out here from Ryze. He's been doing people well so far. Of course, that early gank did actually help him out a bit. It's going to get him a little bit closer to having, the Rod of Ages. He actually got the tier off of the gank. A little bit of damage there coming out onto the Twisted Fate. He doesn't know about Evelyn, who's coming around behind him right now. He sees the Twisted Fates acting a bit aggressive, however, so he started walking away immediately. As soon as he saw Twisted Fate lock in that gold card, he said, I'm out. I am not sticking around for whatever the heck you have planned. Which is great on his part, because Evelyn was not able to get to him to go ahead and take him out. And they actually didn't end up doing much damage at all. A lot of harass coming out here from Rekkles. And actually, she got really low there, but she managed to do a decent amount of damage to the Leona as well. There's an exhaust coming out onto the Vayne. There we go. Down goes the Vayne. Goes down to that Leona stun. And nicely played there by them, walking back and forth, managing to go ahead and survive long enough to finish her off. Nicely played by her as well, getting into that bush to make sure they couldn't finish her off any earlier. There we go. The stun comes out from Twisted Fate. Evelyn's on her way in. He definitely overstayed his welcome, and this time he ends up paying the price for it. Last time, like I said, as soon as he saw that gold card come out, he went ahead and backed off. This time, he thought he was going to be safe because, he was able to survive that, and he's like, oh, well, then I can go ahead and trade. No. As soon as that happened, in came the Evelyn again, and this time ended up going down. Quinn's ulting down. Looks like she's going to go for the Twisted Fate here. And there we go. Walks in. Nice flash, but she still gets to him, and he melts pretty much instantly. Tried to flash off. Didn't work. Ooh, what happened to that? Another couple deaths down here. Leona and Lucian pushed up to the tower. In comes the Evelyn. Leona goes in, lands the stun. Down goes the Janna. And, okay, Lucian forces the Evelyn back, but of course Leona ignited already, not going to be able to do anything. She ends up going down, and that kill goes to Evelyn, who amusingly has Ignite and Smite. Not something you see on the NA servers for sure. Normally, everybody has Flash, and then junglers, of course, have Smite. But it looks like Korea's a little different on that respect. Lots of MIA pings saying, hey, watch out for Twisted Fate. Given the fact that he's 6, definitely a good thing to do. You don't want to get level 6 ganked by a TF because you're going to have a bad time. These guys are on their way back out there. They've got a decent number of items here. I mean, he's got a pickaxe versus a Vampiric Scepter. So that does definitely put him ahead in that respect. But of course, it's Vayne. Vayne scales super hard late game. If they don't manage to finish this early, Vayne could probably end up stomping this in the late game. And we'll see if that ends up happening. They are managing to zone her out here. So she's at 48 CS versus 51, which actually is not that far behind considering it's a Vayne. She's already got that super small range. Granted, Lucian does as well to some extent, but with his spells, he's got a bit of a bigger range. So he should, in theory, be able to bully her off. I mean, he's able to bully things like Corki and Tristana off in lane. So I would have thought that he'd be able to bully a Vayne off as well. But it looks like that is not actually quite the case. I mean, he's doing some to her. And it could be the fact that Janna's there, amusingly shielding herself. But either way, Either way, I'm kind of surprised they're not doing a little better than they are. We did have a Twisted Fate gank coming in here up top onto this Quinn. She's definitely a bit far up, and as soon as she saw that, she's like, I gotta get out! No, too late. Flash was not able to save her, and she ends up going down to Kassadin, actually. So that is a kill for the deadly Kassadin, and that's actually going to help him a lot. That does leave them 1-1-0 to 1-0-0. He's going to have some time to catch up on CS here, and she does not have teleport, so she's not going to be up in time to go ahead and grab that CS. Pantheon is on his way up there to get it instead. Kassadin does have teleport, whereas she does not, so that does give a bit of a lead for him. She's trying to go for the kill lane. She's got the Ignite there, and of course it is Quinn, so she definitely wants that, but unfortunately for her, it has not ended up working out. not ended up working out quite so well. Nice flash there from the Lucian, by the way. I liked that a lot, getting him so that the Condemn from Bane actually shoved him down the lane, and he was able to get out of that perfectly fine. Unfortunately, Leona not so much. She ended up going down, and they didn't end up taking down the enemy jungler or support. So he ended up getting nothing out of that. Twisted Fate doesn't have ulti, so I have no idea what he was thinking about doing there. One thing I can think of is that he thought for some reason that Ryze went that way, so he was going to go stop him. But Ryze was nowhere near that. Ryze was getting blue buff, which is going to help him quite a bit, of course. And Quinn is on her way back up to top. Gonna try to do some more damage to that Kassadin, as, you know, you don't want him getting fed. You don't want him getting farmed. You just don't want him being around, really. Actually does do a decent amount of damage. That passive proc there did a lot of damage indeed. And it's definitely a good sign for her. Again, though, she's really not that far ahead on CS. We've got Evelynn coming up. There is a pink ward here, so she's gonna get seen right about now. And we'll probably see Quinn back off. There we go. Lots of back pings, and she is backing off. Transforms into Valor. Might be a little too late, though. Red buff is getting her slowed, and there we go. Final kill comes in there. On to Evelynn, actually. Pantheon came in to try to help, but he's a little too late. Little too late. Janna's actually having a lot go down. She ends up going down there to the Ryze. Tries to save herself with the ulti. Does not end up working out. Ooh. No go on TF either. Yeah, Quinn's kind of getting camped this game. Going for the Pantheon here. I don't know that they're going to be able to get him. The Ghost comes out from the TF. Lands the stun. The stun comes out from Pantheon. In goes the Leona. Nice flash. And the Pantheon is going to be able to get out of this. Ryze is doing his best to finish off the Evelynn. In comes the TF, though. And Ryze ends up going down. Did not manage to finish off the Evelynn. He saw the teleport coming in there from that TF. Thought he'd be able to do something about it just by flashing away, but unfortunately it did not end up working. I think it did. No, it didn't force the TF to use his flash. He ended up going down for that for nothing. And for a little bit there, I thought the Evelynn was actually going to go down, but she ended up surviving it with no problem whatsoever. Pantheon being forced to run away here. As it is warded, he does not want to get hit by the Kassadin, because the Kassadin could probably melt him right there. Lots of back pings. Hang on to this Janna. Get the heck out of here. Lucian headed back to the bot lane just in time to grab this whole wave of farm. Nicely timed on his part there, and he is indeed going to get that entire wave. Janna's here as well. Both teams fully manned down bot lane. Mid lane, we've got the TF MIA. He's actually up here. But, of course, he just used his ulti, so he's not going to do that at the moment. Leona's a little out of position here. Going to be forced to ulti right on herself. Does manage to land the right onto Evelynn. But she gets exhausted there. She's getting low. She ends up getting stunned as well by that Bane Condemn. And down she goes. That is really bad news, as that is a kill for the Vayne. MIA pings coming out onto about Ryze, but he is actually here. And on the way pings hitting that dragon. As a side note, I'm really looking forward to Worlds. I think it's going to be really entertaining. Also, the thing that comes after Worlds, in theory, the new Summoner's Rift will be releasing after Worlds. And that really has me excited. They're not releasing it until then, which I 100% agree with. But I want to see the new stuff. I know, I could see it if I watch other people play it on the PvE, but it's not quite the same. Last I checked, you actually have to... Nicely done. You have to actually get invited to the PvE. You have to sign up for it, and then they have to accept you in. And from what I saw, registration for the PvE was not actually active. So, no PvE for me. Otherwise, I would have been casting games on the PvE a while ago. Done some featured games there. I was kind of sad with the client remake that they didn't update the featured matches, because they still start like random positions, and I don't really want to start a shoutcast at the 5-minute mark. So unfortunately, it's still somewhat less than usual. I'm able to do some, but not as much as I would really like. Nope. MIA pings here, hitting that TF. He is indeed back. He's coming on his way back out though, and caution signals pretty much from every lane here. Saying watch out for the Pantheon. He is in range to ult here. And he does indeed have the ult. So he could technically get down here. Doesn't look like he's thinking about even doing so. Evelynn, on the other hand, is. She's about to be picked up by that pink ward. Leona just saw that just in time, decided not to go in. She was actually pretty close to going in there. Changed her mind, though. Pantheon also not going to come up here. Second there, I thought he was going to because he was getting into position to do so. Looks like they're going to give up that pink ward without a fight, however. In the mid lane, the Rise. 109 CS versus 113 for TF. Great news there for the Rise. Actually, not really. They're even. 2-2-0, however, versus 0-2-3. So, a little bit of extra gold there for the Rise. But the Dragon earlier puts the TF into the lead here. In comes a gank from that Evelynn. Lands her ulti. Not really going to matter too much. Actually, they're diving. Down goes the Leona. And the Janna ulti there forces Lucian back. So he's not able to finish off the Evelynn. Nice dive indeed. I thought that the Janna, or that the Leona might actually escape that one. Or at least that they'd get the Evelynn kill. But unfortunately they did not. Quinn's doing a decent amount of damage there to the cast and doesn't do too much. And there we go. Pantheon coming in now. There's the blind. There's the stun. Yeah, that's a dead Cassidon. Nicely done there. Ends up taking the kill. So the kill does not end up going to that Quinn, which is kind of unfortunate for her. Looks like they are diving the illusion here. Actually just zoning him off. He really can't do too much. Gonna take a couple shots there. Nothing too huge. And Pantheon's just roaming around here trying to get vision. Oh, hey, there's an Evelynn. Is he going to go for that? He's not going to go for that. I'm kind of surprised. I would have thought he would have immediately turned for that. Set against it, though. I don't know. Maybe I overestimate Pantheon. But it seems to me that he's actually really strong. A bit of a fight down here. Vayne doing her best to finish off the Lucian. Does not manage to take him down. And they do ignite the Leona. She's going to end up going down here. And that's another kill to Vayne. Cassidon teleported down here to try to get a kill as well. But nobody even close. So he's not going to be able to get any kills. The Lucian actually ran all the way back just to make sure that no ganks would happen. Very mean of you there. Rise trying his best to get out. He does flash out, but he gets slowed by Cassidon. Stunned by the Twisted Fate. Down he goes. Now the Pantheon's trying to get out. He flashes away, but I think he's going to end up going down and not going to be able to finish off the Evelynn. Twisted Fate, however, definitely out of position here. He's going to go down. Down he goes, indeed, to that Lucian, which is definitely going to help the blue team a little bit here. Quinn, a little too slow to be able to do anything. They are all long gone. Helped out with the Cassidon kill at least, but not able to help out with too much more. And there are a lot of wards here from the red team. In this blue team lower jungle, it's kind of surprising how much vision they have. They've got one there. They've actually got stuff way the heck over here. So they have a lot of vision control here, which the blue team really has very limited control. They've got a decent amount here by the minions being pushed, and they've got a couple here, but really nowhere near as much as the red team. Nowhere near. The red team has their own jungle as well. Quinn's doing her best to go ahead and take this tower. Oh, there's that TF ulti. The stun comes out. Rise goes in as well, trying to do his best there. Quinn gonna go down. She goes down indeed to the Evelynn. And now Rise has to escape it. He is going to escape it. In comes Pantheon. Not going to be able to do too much, though. Gets into place just in time to take a card shot to the face from TF. Dragon coming up in a minute. Not sure if they're just going off. Yeah, they're just getting the vision control. Definitely a good idea. And down at the bottom, looks like Leona and Lucian. We're forced back again. What you doing? I guess. Looks like they're wanting to go for Pantheon here. Getting more of that jungle vision, like I mentioned earlier. And they're kind of collapsing onto Rise here. He's pretty safe, at least. He's under the tower, so he's not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to do too much to him. But he's definitely being kept on the defensive. Going to go ahead and take down this ward here. Janna's hanging around to probably replace it as soon as he's gone, though. Yeah, she does exactly that. A ward comes out from Leona. They are going to have vision if the red team decides to go for this dragon. The Pantheon ult is down, so he's not going to be able to ulti in here and steal it or anything. Ooh, they're going in on the Vayne, though. She, misses the ultimate on Leona, but I think she still might end up going down. Gets the stun off onto Lucian, though, just to secure her own life there. Leona forced to try to flash away. Pantheon's hanging around, may be able to go for the Vayne here. In he goes, does not manage to finish her off. Oh, just kidding. Red buff gets the kill there. Now he's got to escape this. He does not have flash, as I believe he just used it. Yeah, he's going to go down. And that's going to be a dragon here for the red team. They were actually right there, too. It's got to be picked up by the blue team, so they'll have the timer at least. But they're not going to be able to get that dragon kill. And on the other hand, we do have Quinn up here shoving. She's not going to be able to get the tower. Cassidy's here to stop her. Well, he does take a little bit of damage, but not as much as he did to her. So, no tower kill for her. Definitely not worth it there for the blue team. Having a pretty tough time this game. Yeah, I actually just chose the most recent one. I wanted to pick one of the people that was a bit higher up, as a couple of them are actually low platinum. And I figured we wouldn't really want to see that quite yet. They're very quickly climbing. So my next video, if Gosu's not back up, because I did promise you guys that I was going to go ahead and do a Gosu video. If the NA servers are not back up, then I'll probably go ahead and do one of them again, but hopefully they'll be a bit higher up in the ranks, so they, you know, be a little bit better of a game. I mean, by no means am I saying this is a bad game, but it'll be better. I definitely like seeing the high elo Korean servers as well. Even Pantheon getting into it a little bit here. The Rise is hanging around, but Cassidy's here as well. In goes the Rise, does a lot of damage really fast to Evelyn, but in comes that teleport from TF. Actually, just kidding, it's his ulti. Oh, there's the teleport. Down goes the Evelyn, down goes the TF. Oh, nice Leona stun there. The Cassidy goes down as well. Vayne forced to run away here. The Janna's here to help. Punts back, but she's still taking a lot of damage. Nice flash root from Rise. And the flash is forced down. She goes. The Vayne is dead. They're probably going to get a tower off of this. Not going to get a dragon or anything, but they're definitely going to get a tower. There's no way Janna can defend this. And yeah, this melts almost instantly. She shields it up to do what she can, but it's not enough. And they may be able to get another one off of this, honestly, because they are a lot here. And again, it is just Janna. Evelyn came up now, but she's still a ways away. They're going to be able to get this and get out long before Evelyn can get into range. Oh man, Leona's going a little bit dangerous here. She's going to be able to get out though. Evelyn's doing her best to chase her down. Oh man, hey, there we go. She just got engaged on there. Got stunned, got rooted. Not going to end up going down though. She took a lot of damage. Forced to run away very quickly there. Nice trap from the blue team. The Leona-Lucian combo did a lot of damage really fast. Not quite as much damage as they would hope, though, as they did not manage to go ahead and finish her off. But again, they did scare her away, and that's pretty much what they wanted there. Forced her to go back yet again, even though she just got back alive. So, nicely played indeed by them. Caston's coming up here to go ahead and shove this. He's got teleport back up, which means he's probably going to be split pushing quite a bit. Quinn's good at split pushing because her ulti does allow her to cross the map really fast, but nowhere near as fast as a teleport. And this red team has 2 teleports, technically, if you factor in that TF ulti. So they're going to be really nasty at split pushing. Oh, that does end up hitting. Quinn is trying her best to get out. And goes that root from Rise. Is Quinn going to get out? No, she goes down to Vayne. Rise is now on the run, gets stunned by Twisted Fate. He goes down. In the meantime, Leona and Lucian are shoving up here really fast, but they're going to have to get back. They're going to be able to trade the tower for tower, but they're going to be doing it a whole lot slower than these guys. So they're going for the inner tower. These guys are still trying to shove this. They may end up trading an inhib turret for an inhib turret, but I honestly kind of doubt it. I don't think these guys are going to be able to finish this off. These guys 100% are. They're going to get the tower and the inhibitor. Vayne is now back, and she's coming for Lucian. Lucian has a little bit too much damage left on that tower for him to be able to finish it. In comes the Vayne. She's going to be able to finish him off, and that was 100% not worth it for him. He stuck around a little too long. Ended up trading a tower and an inhib for a single tower and a death. So, yeah, that did not go well at all for them. Evelyn's hanging around, stealing this red buff. In goes the Pantheon. Nice smite from her, but she gets stunned up. Not going to matter too much, though, as it is Evelyn. She's going to be able to get out of this. Very well played so far by the red team. They've been playing really well together as a team. And that back from Vayne was pretty much perfect. She knew that her team was going to be able to finish off this inhibitor, so she didn't even need to stick around. She headed back, got that home guard, and just went straight for the Lucian, prevented him from taking that tower. And that's actually a really big thing, because as they pointed out in the LCS Finals series, that lane is actually really far from Baron. If you manage to go ahead and get this inhibitor, it is the furthest point from that Baron that you have to keep defending. So you're going to have a bad time if they manage to go ahead and take it. That is something I actually had not thought about until the finals. But it actually is important, and it makes sense once they said it. I just hadn't thought about it. Always interesting how that works, you know? Right, they are coming for the Quinn here. She's about to have a bad time. Forced to run away. She did go ahead and use that vision spell, though, so she did know they were coming. She backed off immediately. Did have to give up that tower, though, which is what she was trying to defend. Evelyn's picked up by this pink, so they know exactly where she is. Rise is way the heck out here. He is getting destroyed by Vayne. I don't think running was really the best idea there. Quinn managed to finish off the TF, though, so that's good at least. But I don't know, maybe he didn't have any spells, and he thought he'd be able to run far enough, but didn't end up working out. Nice stun from Leona, and that TF melts instantly there. Cassidy, as soon as he saw that ulti coming down from Leona, he got the heck out of here. But unfortunately for them, it was not enough. Down goes the Evelyn, yes? Got stunned up by the Pantheon, but no, she's going to be able to get out of this. In comes that Cassidy, forced to go ahead and use the Zhonya's, but he's going to be able to get out of it. Stun comes out there. In goes the Leona onto the Evelyn. Evelyn goes down. Vayne's still hanging around, though, and she is super deadly. Quinn at least does shut her down to some extent with that blind. Not going to be good enough, I believe. Cassidy comes in to make that a reality. And, of course, Vayne's going for the Lucian as well. Down goes Lucian. Had no chance against Vayne. That's probably going to be game here. I mean, they're not going to be able to finish it quite yet, but it's going to be a slow decline to death for this blue team. I cannot see them coming back from this. I definitely cannot. And they're going to try their best, though, from the looks of it. They're not giving up, which I really appreciate. Don't like it when people go ahead and quit. Always bothers me. But Rise headed back out. He does have his Rod of Ages and Void Staff, as well as that Glacial Shroud to go ahead and try to shut down Vayne as much as he can. But he does not yet have the Frozen Heart, which is a really big item on him. And he's not quite to his maximum, but he's doing his best to go ahead and farm up here while it's safe. The red team is going to get this dragon. There's really nothing that the blue team can do about it. They've only got vision coverage over here, amusingly. Oh, don't even have vision on Baron, which is kind of surprising. I would have definitely thought they would have something on Baron by now, but they don't for the moment. Lots of fallback pings onto Janna. They do not like her position at all. 3-man push here down bottom. The grab does not work from Leona. In goes the Rise, though. Lands the binding. In comes TF and Evelyn. And that's going to be a dead Rise, because as soon as he engaged, his teammates took off. They said, no, we're not going for that. And instead, they're going to go for the double golems. And Rise ends up going down for nothing there. I think he thought that these two were actually going to follow through there. And instead, when they backed off, he knew it was too late anyway, because he's so slow. Ooh, lots of bad things happening here. Down goes the Vayne, though. She does get shut down by Lucian. A little bit of a trade there from Quinn. Got her just low enough that Lucian was able to finish off. In comes the Pantheon, forcing the flash from the Cassidy. Down goes TF. Down goes Evelyn. And that is actually a really big thing. The Cassidy's still forced to run away. I can't see the blue team able to get anything off of this. They might be able to get Baron, but I highly doubt it. Honestly, no, it's not going to happen. They are way too far away for one, and the death timers are not that long. It is only 28 minutes into the game. It's not going to happen. They're going to instead take their time to go ahead, get as much as they can of the enemy jungle, and just kind of shove out all the lanes. A lot of vision here again, or still, from the red team. They've been doing really well at that, but now we see the blue team trying to do the same. They're getting that vision control in the blue side of the red team, and just trying to get some vision. Rise headed up top to go ahead and shove this out. I don't think he'll be able to do too much to Caston, but he's going to do some damage. Again, not much, but he did do a decent amount. Lands the bind there, forces the jump out by Caston. In comes Janna, in comes TF, and that's going to be a dead Rise again. It's just so strong with these teleporters, especially TF, because he can just go in there at any given time. Anytime Rise or anybody's out of position, TF comes right in, and there's nothing they can do about it. You'd think by now he would learn to be a little bit more cautious at least. But I guess he thought he'd be able to bully the Caston, but just completely neglected. Oh man, Janet melted it. Completely neglected the cooldown on that. Down goes the Vayne as well. They're doing their best to take down the Evelynn. Caston came in, forced to go ahead and Zhonya's here. He may end up going down anyway though. And yeah, he ends up going down. They do manage to take down the Quinn, but this team is still following. There's going to be a stun here from Pantheon really shortly. There we go. That is going to be a dead TF as soon as that Zhonya's wears off. And yeah, he gets the stun off on Lucian just to ensure that he doesn't get the kill. But does not end up being able to survive that. Evelynn did survive it, but she is the only one. Rise is now on his way back out. He just respawned. Evelynn gonna have a hard time defending this. And these guys are going for it. They're gonna be able to take this inhibitor turret at least. Janna's here as well, but I honestly think these guys are going to be able to finish off this turret before they take any damage. That's really appreciable. Vayne is up though. I think staying for the inhibitor itself was a little overkill. And yeah, it does go down at least, but they just lost 2, maybe 3. Yeah, he's going to go down 2. They just lost 3 of the team for an inhibitor. Getting the turret, worth it. Staying for the inhibitor, not worth it at all. Rise is split pushing down here. Again, he does not have teleport. So, at the same time, wouldn't really help at the moment anyway, given the fact that only Quinn is up. But still, doesn't have teleport, can't re-engage or anything if his teammates need it. So, this overextension here by the blue team could end up being fatal again. But on the plus side, they do have super minions spawning in this mid lane. And Quinn gonna go down. Yeah, Quinn goes down there. She was a little too far forward. I guess she was just trying to get vision here of that Baron. Is that what it was? Yeah, puts down that, and Vayne goes ahead and ults toward her. Gets the blind off, almost finishes off Vayne, but Vayne just has so much damage, and the blind was not enough to finish her off there. Quinn's not able to melt her down anymore, and definitely a little bit too overextended there. Been a lot of that from the blue team, I feel. A lot of overextensions between Rise and Quinn. I've mostly felt Rise, though. He's not going to get caught out this time, though, so that's great. And the blue team, or red, yeah, the blue team's just trying to wait for the Quinn to come back up because there's really not much they could do. They know the enemy team just got Baron, so they're going to have to play defensive again. Lucian's going ahead, grabbing all this CS, shoving the lane out again. And in the mid lane, of course, it's automatically shoving out because super minions. So that's definitely a good sign for them. The fact that they don't have to worry about any super minions coming for their base right now. They do have an exposed inhibitor. So the red team could end up shoving down mid and taking that pretty easily. It is a 5-man team of the blue team right now. But honestly, that's not that big of a deal, given what we've seen every time these two teams tried to team fight. Red team comes out ahead almost every time. The only time we've seen the blue team come out ahead so far is when they start with a catch. And, I mean, I'm not going to discount that possibility. And, in fact, Evelynn just got caught out a little bit there. Not enough. Never mind. She's going down, gets stunned by the Pantheon, but they do manage to finish off the Lucian. Evelynn's still hanging around the outside. Rise is split pushing down bottom. It's a 4 versus 5 here. Nice Janna ulti putting these guys way the heck back. Down goes the Leona, down goes the Quinn, and Pantheon's just trying to ulti out. Does manage to go ahead and land that ulti out, but honestly, it's not going to help him that much because Rise is still split pushing. This inhibitor's going to go down, and they may end up losing the game with him just split pushing here. They're going for the turrets here. They're going to get one of the turrets, and I think they'll be able to get the other turret as well. And Rise, of course, is still split pushing. He didn't come back to defend this. Down goes the turret, and that's going to be the game. That is going to be the game right there. Had he gone back, they might have been able to defend this at the double tower. I'm not going to say they would have been able to, but it's a whole lot more likely than what just happened there. So that is going to be the end of this game, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.